What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to first talk about the severe storms that hit Alabama and Georgia, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the College DuPage forecast models, because we are looking at another potential winter storm hitting the Midwest. We're going to go over all of that. We're going to first very briefly talk about the tornadoes that hit the parts of Alabama and Georgia. At least seven people are dead in Alabama after tornadoes struck the state Thursday, as destroying homes and causing what Selma's mayor called significant damage. A 5-year-old boy was also killed in Georgia when a tree struck the car he was traveling in. The Alabama deaths were in Attagua County. If I didn't pronounce that correctly, I apologize. I'm not from Alabama. Northwest of Montgomery. County Emergency Management Agency Director Ernie Baggett said 6 of the deaths were reported the day the tornadoes made landfall in the state, and 1 was reported on Friday. He said tornadoes struck the communities of Old Kingston and Murbury with a suspected path of 20 miles. So that's a pretty long track tornado. It's not as long track as we've seen with other very violent ones, but that's still a decent track if you think about it. We have had about 40 to 50 homes that we know of either majorly damaged or destroyed at this point. In Selma, Mayor James Perkins Jr. said in a news conference that the city was assessing the extent of the damage and that no fatalities have been reported as of Thursday afternoon. He said he asked residents to submit photos, of any damage they observed around Selma. And for those of you wondering, Selma, Alabama, it holds a lot of historical impact, because that's where the Selma-Montgomery March began in 1965 that Martin Luther King Jr. took a part of. So it's kind of tragic that a really powerful tornado hit it just days before MLK Day. So my thoughts and prayers are out to those people. And we actually have a photo of the tornado in Selma. This looks like a wedge tornado that hit Selma. I would have to say this tornado is at least an EF3 if you think about it. The NWS has not finished assessing it yet. We're going to give you that update when it happens. So that's basically what we're looking at right here with this. This is another article I have pulled up right here. At least one person is believed to be trapped on Broad Street, possibly one other missing, according to the Selma mayor. There are multiple down power lines, and this is considered an emergency situation. Selma Police Chief Kenta Fulford, says that it is unclear how much damage has been caused by the tornado. The damage is concentrated south of Highland Avenue. Several vehicles have been tossed around. It is unclear on injuries, but they're working on recovery efforts at this time. The tornado may have been a high-end EF2 or EF3 and lifted debris as at least 16,000 feet in the air based on radar reports. I was looking at the radar at the time this happened. There was a pretty big correlation coefficient with that as well. So definitely something to keep an eye on as time continues to go on. So with that being said, we're going to give you updates on the situation over here in Selma, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the model runs that we've been looking at. We're looking at a potential winter storm impacting the Midwest once again. They keep getting hit again and again and again by these snowstorms. We're going to go ahead and first take a look at the North American model. The 12Z is out. This is 100% in. Now, this only goes 84 hours out, and it has some snow hitting parts of Minnesota, South Dakota, those areas right there. But that's not even all the way finished. I mean, it's finished in some of those areas, but that's what the NAM is saying at this time. The 18Z is coming in as we continue to speak. They're already calling for a more aggressive system hitting the Great Plains and the upper Midwest right there. The next system model run we're going to take a look at is the European run. The European is generally the most accurate out of the three, although the NAM's considered the bellwether between the Euro and the GFS if either of these are disagreeing, which they almost always do. But this is what the European is saying. This is the 12Z run right here. And this is pretty interesting because, yes, it does have that system, but it has it moving through just south of Minneapolis into parts of Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan. And then we have another system that moves through. It kind of hits the Rockford area pretty hard, parts of Madison, those areas right there. And parts of the Chicago area does get some snow right there. And then we have another system that's moving from Missouri, basically a Colorado low, that's moving through and giving Chicago a little bit more snow. Some of the areas could see 5 inches of snow according to the European run, which is pretty interesting if you think about it, because we've seen about average or a little warmer than average January so far. So that's something to keep an eye on. The next run we're going to show you is the GFS run, and this is what the GFS has to say, because it has that same system. hitting parts of Minnesota and upper Wisconsin right there. And then 5 days out, we start seeing a particularly bad system hitting parts of Nebraska, Iowa, with some estimates giving it over a foot of snow into northern Illinois. The Chicago area could see 6 inches of snow, and parts of the areas around that in like Waukegan, those areas, Joliet, could see around 4 to 6 as well. And then we have another system moving through. This system, potentially the Colorado low we were talking about, and this was for January 26th right here. So this is 12 days out, so please keep that in mind. But the January 26th one is giving out, if you look at this, potentially over a foot of snow in parts of Michigan, 10 inches in parts of northwest Indiana right here. Those areas right there. If we take a look at South Bend right here, we're close to 10 inches if you look at that. And then we're looking at the GFS having another system move through on the 29th. Again, this is too early out to really confirm this, but it is something we need to pay attention to. But even so, it gives... Basically, if we take a look at it, it gives the St. Louis area an extra 8 inches of snow right there. We're looking at the Chicago parts of southern Cook County at over a foot after that. And in addition to that, for parts of northwest Indiana, we were at 10 inches before. This adds an extra 6 inches of powder on top of that. So this is something we need to keep an eye on, and we will continue to update you here on the Pat's Path Predictor channel. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day. And one last reminder, actually, the Storms United, which is a channel I am associated with, myself, Ethan WX, and T-Volt are starting a podcast, and it should be out. The first episode is going to be out tonight, so you guys be sure to tune into that. I'll make a video promoting it. So yeah, you guys are going to probably enjoy it. We're going to be talking about the 2022 hurricane season. We're going to have a good time. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys there. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe.